So why should we spend time studying things that already happened? Because if you don't know, the past is still affecting the future. You cornball ass nigga. Yeah. So we get into business. So the world we live in is based off things that already been happening, right? Things that happened 400 years ago is still affecting motherfuckers today. So don't get confused, my nigga, right? The way countries have been developed, have been created, built, civilizations, right? Conflicts between other countries, right? These things don't just come out the blue. These things don't just pop out and show niggas. These things have stories behind them. These things have stories. They have lessons. They have relationships built. You know what I'm saying? That things that you might not see, right? History explains the world that we live in. History explains everything. Everything that's going on today explains everything, but you might not see it. So, let me go over a couple reasons why we should learn history, right? And why learning history is important. So first thing we should learn history, right? So we can understand the history of different cultures, their traditions, the things that they practice, and why these traditions and cultural values are important to them, right? I think a lot of us also need to learn about our ancestors, right? We need to learn about the history of our ancestors so we can understand where we come from, right? The things that we overcame, and even learn about the bad things that's attached to our family's name, right? So, I know a lot of people are like, whoa, what you mean by that, right? I think that if we can learn good things about our ancestors, right, our lineage, you know, people that with our genes and shit, I think we should also learn about the bad things as well. Because I know a lot of our family history, even recent, we talking about like 50, you know what I'm saying, plus years. A lot of us probably have horrible family members. Some of y'all might have serial killers in y'all family. No funny shit. But I'm more so talking about like our last names and shit, you know, black people, maybe some other minority groups too, but I know a lot of black people, like our last names aren't really our last names, but I ain't gonna even say that's neither here nor there because that's here and there, my nigga. That's here and there. You feel me? So don't get that shit confused. That shit is here and there. That shit is there and here, and that shit is up and down. The fuck is you talking about, nigga? Because that shit is important. But matter of fact, that's a video idea that we gonna get into. I don't know what I would title it, but it would be learning about the switch of our last names or some shit like that. Like why did our names get changed or some shit like that? Why do black people last names get changed? Something like that. But I think we should learn about the bad things of our ancestors so we can, one, be humble about our history, our family history, our ancestors' history and shit, and to help us learn and accept the nature of humans, the nature of us, right? I know some of our ancestors have a long history of doing fucked up shit. Like a long history of just being fucked up people, being horrible people, being people that you don't even know how the fuck these motherfuckers ain't turn up on their ass and start torturing their ass. Like, nah, you not finna take our shit. You not finna colonize our shit. Nigga, we finna colonize you. We finna slave you, nigga. We finna make sure that you is the slave, nigga, but whatever, right? But pretty much learning the history of us helps us understand the reality of men, right? The reality of how we operate, the reality of how we behave, right? So, learning about the actions of the past should build critical thinking with us, right? We know, should help, let me wax on, wax off, nigga. Learning about the actions of us in the past should help us build critical thinking. It should help us start to think like, okay, why did we do this? how do we do this? What impact did this thing have on other people at the time? It's help us be able to think differently and to also criticize, you know what I'm saying, the things that we were doing that didn't make sense. And also, okay, I can understand why they did this, but why did they do it like this? You know what I'm saying? Critical thinking, right? And an example is something like this. Hey, so we know that if we try to start a war with a country that has way more weapons than us, way more militarily advanced, has way more numbers, outnumbering the fuck out of us, we probably are going to get wiped off the planet, right? So let's chill and fall the fuck back. Let's fall back, right? Your army should fall the fuck back if you know that a potential country that you might potentially have problems with has way more weapons, way more militarily advanced army, right? Like I said, they have drones and shit that can come out the blue and just wipe out a whole fucking city. If I know I'm going up against some shit like that, nigga, I'm like, you know what, bro? Let's be cool. Let's shake hands. We don't want no problem, bro. Right? Another example, bro. Hey, we shouldn't fuck up this alliance with this country that helped us when we was back in the corner and nobody was really fucking with us. Nobody was really digging us. They wasn't fucking with our swag for real. You know what I'm saying? But this one country, they was fucking with us. They helped us. You know what I'm saying? They came through. They gave us the assist. They gave us love. They showed us love and shit. Why would I want to fuck that up? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, let's make sure that we don't break no trust with these group of people. Let's not break this alliance that we got for this nation that gave us assistance when we needed it, right? But now we gotta think of the ego of men. The ego of men is the reason why a lot of situations like that don't work out in the end or work out long term. Because, what the fuck, nigga? This my country, this my nation, nigga. This my empire, nigga. I built this shit, nigga. Fuck you finna do? Nigga, no. When it comes to, it ain't even just you, nigga. You got your army, you got the citizens, you got your members council and shit. Nigga, if you don't start thinking about your people, nigga, because, nigga, they might not wipe out you, but they might wipe out a city of your nation, a city in your nation, a city in your empire, right? They might wipe out the village. They might, oh shit, we gonna massacre these motherfuckers. Nigga, like I said, if they can massacre, man, it don't even matter. My point is, there's a lot of men, which is something we're gonna learn in history, not just men, but humans, right? They tend to not really give a fuck about the people that they represent, right? So, that's just that. But like I said, I know that there's a mindset that these political leaders lack nowadays, where they don't care at all, not even for the well-being of the citizens, of their citizens, right? Of the members of their nation, right? The people that hold their country together, right? They don't give a fuck. So, yeah, so now we're gonna get into another point, right? So patterns are constantly occurring throughout time, constantly reoccurring, right? People, specifically leaders, keep making decisions that people that already made damn near in the past that had major consequences, horrible consequences, right? Excuse me. Whether they acknowledge what they're doing is a repeated behavior of past leaders or they're oblivious to the shit, they just don't know, which I fucking doubt, right? I doubt it. Who knows? But it seems like it's inevitable for people to make the same mistakes as their ancestors. For some reason, we just keep doing the same shit, and it almost seems like we're going backwards. Like we're going backwards for some reason. I don't know. That's just how I see it. But that's why I'm gonna learn. I'm not too knowledgeable on a lot of things, and I want to clarify. I want to be transparent with y'all. Like I'm not the most educational nigga in the world. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to learn. I'm open to learning. I'm open to admitting that I don't know shit. I'm the professor, but I'm still the student of the game. Never get it confused. Never get it confused. Professor Lauren is a student of the game, even though I'm a professor in this shit. Straight up. Right? Hope y'all like my fit too. Right? So, where the fuck was I at? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So, I don't know if these leaders, right, throughout history, recognize or even acknowledge what they're doing is a repeated behavior of past leaders, right? But, like I said, it seems like they don't care for human life, they don't care for others, they just care about their own interests. And that is something that we're going to study psychologically. We're going to get into the psychological side of shit, right? To understand these leaders throughout history, why the hell they do what they do. Maybe they're not human, I don't know, right? So, another point to make on why we should learn history is so we can come up with solutions that people of the past couldn't figure out, right? Or people of the past didn't put in enough effort to try to figure out. Catch what I'm saying? I think a lot of the problems of the past, even today, is rooted in people letting their egos take over and not knowing when to try to stop extending their power to other nations. I think a lot of the problems of the past, even today, is rooted in people letting their egos take over and not knowing. Wait, I already read that. I just read that. Sorry. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I just said that. I think. Yeah, fuck that. I might cut it out. So, we look at history from important people, people with the names, to the average person. When we look at history from the important people to, people with the names, people that most of us know about, right, to the average person, people really don't know about for real, right? Pride has always been the biggest downfall of men from men getting into captivity, getting captured, right? To getting killed, to brothers killing their own brothers, to men betraying their own nation, right? It roots in the ego. I want to be the big dog. I don't want people taking over my shit. I would rather die than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I would rather kill my own brother, right? Because I want to be in control of this empire, this kingdom, right? And like I said, like my favorite artist said, pride is the devil. I think I got a hold on me. Pride is the devil. It left so many RIPs, right? Pride is the devil, my nigga. And it seems like men have not mastered when to show their ego and when to hide it or when to conceal it, right? Like I said, history is important so we can learn from the mistakes of others, right? There are decisions, my next point, there are decisions which led to either positive outcomes or negative consequences, therefore affecting the future, right? The past has shaped the world we live in today. That's why learning about history is important, because today is always going to affect tomorrow. No matter how small of a decision was made today or made right now, there's going to be a side effect of that decision that's going to show up over time, right? A lot of casualties happen because one or more countries feel like they're right in what they believe in. They'll risk sending their army, their troops, right? Because they would rather show their power instead of sitting down with the opposing country's leaders and coming to an understanding, agreement, or what's the word I'm looking for? It's a C word. Not communicate. Compromise, right? They would rather show their power. And I'm not saying that countries have not sat down with each other. Countries that, you know what I'm saying, we see it all the time, but I think that's a front. That's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. And I think we become more diplomatic within the past or recent years. I'm pretty sure we go 300-400 years ago. I doubt that if we was in tour with China, if America was in tour with China, I doubt that the president of America is going on a ship to China just to talk to these niggas. So I think we became a little bit more diplomatic over these past hundreds of years, right? But That's why I have to learn because I'm talking out my ass, and I don't really know that. I don't know that. Maybe Abraham Lincoln or George Washington went to fucking Russia, you know what I'm saying, and they talk shit out. If we was in tour with them, I don't fucking know. But I don't know. That's why I gotta do my research, right? You know what I'm saying? But we became more diplomatic. We became more trying to solve problems with different countries through meetings, through meeting up, talking, you know, exchanging words and shit like that. But yeah, so yeah, bro. So what was I saying? So yeah, like I said, a lot of casualties have happened because one or more countries feel like they're right in what they believe in, right? They risk sending their troops, right? They risk sending their troops instead of sitting down with the opposing country leaders and coming to an understanding. You know, so the power, they want to show their power and put fear in other countries, you know, to show that they top dog, show that they top dog, you feel me? And that mindset is horrible to have when you are running a country, right? We are running a country, even if you are a country that has a lot of firepower, have a lot of different, you know, war machines and shit, that's still not cool because, like I said, there's other countries that have the, if it ain't the same, it's damn near the same amount or damn near the same amount of power, bro. That shit not cool because, like I said, motherfuckers going to spam. Oh, you gonna throw a bomb on our shit? Guess what? We gonna throw a bomb at your shit. Ooh. Oh, you gonna put a drone on our shit? Guess what? We gonna put a drone on your shit. You feel me? Oh, you gonna send a spaceship from outer space to come down and bomb a whole motherfucking 4 or 5 fucking states? Guess what we finna do? We finna have a fucking spaceship, right? Twice the size of yours that's gonna come down on your shit. And we gonna make sure they bomb 10 of your states, nigga. In your country, nigga. That's all it does, cause destruction, bro. And like I said, this is all because of ego, right? This all goes down to ego and pride, right? People, these niggas will waste their resources, right? Waste their resources, wasting lives of soldiers, wasting lives of civilians, right? Just to prove that they are big dog, top dog, right? And to me, that's an insane thing to me. And we just call that ego shootout. I'm gonna trademark that. I'm gonna copyright that word and I'm gonna trademark it. Ego shootout, nigga. What does that mean? When niggas will kill each other, kill other people. Let me phrase that. Let me phrase that. When two people are willing to get other people harmed, killed, including themselves, because they cannot learn to walk the fuck away, can't learn to talk, communicate, chop it up, come to an understanding. Because how they feel like they're superior. They feel like they can't let nobody little boy them. Ego shootout, nigga. Boom. That's an insane ego shootout to me, nigga. Boom. Right? So we get into the outro, man. So history is a tool to learn from the wins and mistakes of those in the past. Do not be fooled by your ignorance. Learn from yesterday so we won't turn into the fuck. It would have been a cold intro. Now I gotta redo. History is a tool to learn from the wins and the mistakes of those in the past. Don't be fooled by your ignorance. Learn from yesterday so it won't turn into the tragedy, nigga. Tragedy of them all. Doing it again. History is a tool to learn from the wins and mistakes of those in the past. Do not be fooled by your ignorance, right? I'm redoing that again. Why did I say right and fuck up the flow? This is the last time I'm doing this shit. And if I don't get it right, that's the end of the video. And we're just going with the professional outro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bearing with me, right? History is a tool to learn from the wins and the mistakes of those in the past. Don't be fooled by your ignorance, my nigga. Learn from yesterday, so you want to turn into why do I want to say trajectory? 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 Can I explain that? Can y'all explain that to me? Why do I want to say into the trajectory of tomorrow when I'm trying to say tragedy? Tragedy of tomorrow. Learn from yesterday so you won't turn into the tragedy of tomorrow. Fuck! How hard was that? Tragedy, nigga. Tragedy. I'm not even gonna look at this. History is a tool to learn from the mistakes of those in the past. The wins and losses of those in the past. Don't be fooled by your ignorance, my nigga. Learn from yesterday so you won't turn into the tragedy of tomorrow. And that's the video. Y'all stay tuned with me. We gonna be back for more. Yeah. It's Professor Longman. It's Professor Longman. Yeah. It's Professor Longman. Yeah. Y'all stay tuned with me for the next video. Yeah.